So I've just posted on my Instagram story, ask me anything. You guys have asked me loads of questions. So I thought, well, it's a nice day, I'm gonna come out, play some golf and answer some of your questions. If you don't follow me on Instagram, do, at Shiels PGA. This is a good one so far. Let's kick things off. Is golf mental or physical? Well, it's a bit of both. Physically, you have to be able to swing the golf club and create power and create distance, etc. But once you've got to that level and you can actually physically hit golf shots, then a lot of it is down to the mental play. Like this, for example, the first shot, you got to be able to physically swing the golf club, but you got to have the mental capacity and the confidence that you're going to hit a good opening tee shot. Right, let's see how I get on. But to answer that question, it's a bit of both. Once you've got a decent swing, then it is a lot about the mental game. And that is a very good opening tee shot. Okay, another question. How long have you been a golf coach? That's a good question. I turned professional. By the way, I've just missed the fairway, only just as well. I turned professional when I was 19. I qualified as a PGA Golf Pro when I was 21. So it's over 10 years ago now. I started at Mia Golf Club. I was coaching juniors, coaching new golfers. In 2010, I moved to Trafford Golf Centre, where I really taught a lot of lessons, like crazy amounts. I honestly think I was one of the busiest golf coaches in the country. That's kind of where I started YouTube as well. I moved to Lytham Golf Academy, where I set up a studio for just over a year, and I've been at Prairie Sports Village now, I think for maybe 3 years, 4 years. Love coaching you guys online as well. What club am I trying to hit here? I think once I realised I didn't want to be a player, the next best thing was to coach, and I'm so glad I kind of fell into that. Right, let's hit this. A bit of a snaggy lie, and it's 7-iron from here. That's come out all right. Land soft. Yeah, I think we're putting. Another question, what did you think when you stood over the ball? It's a great question, it really is. It depends on the situation. For me, personally, I definitely let my mind get involved in my golf shots a little bit too much. But if I was to give advice for people watching, what should you think when you stood over the ball? Is ideally positive mindsets, and try and think to yourself, what does a good shot look like? So when you stood over the ball, you're picturing in your mind, what does a good shot look like? Whether that's for your tee shot, your iron shot, your wedge, your putter. Remind yourself and keep saying that phrase, what does a good shot look like? Because that'll definitely help. This is a good one. Not sure how to answer this one. Would you rather beat Tiger Woods right now or play with him at his peak? Oh, would I rather beat? So, I'm guessing that means if I played Tiger right now, I'd win. Is that what I think the question is implying? Or would I rather play with Tiger when he was at his best? Oh, imagine beating Tiger. I mean, that is what dreams are made of. Beating who I would consider as the greatest player ever. The player who got me into golf. Would I rather beat him, or would I just have the pleasure of playing with him when he was at his peak? I mean, he's still not far from his peak, let's be honest. He's top 10 in the world, he won the Masters last year. I'm going to say, play with him now and beat him. To have the chance of playing with him now, and hopefully you get all of his kind of experience now as well. Yeah, I think I'd want to play him now and beat him rather than play with him when he was at his best. Right, see if we can knock this in for birdie. I didn't really think about that putt, did I? I think I've got another question actually, it's quite a good one. Best tee time, early or afternoon? For me, it's now. You know, this is late in the day. You get long shadows. I'm not a massive early morning person. I'm normally up with the kids, so I don't particularly play golf that early. I would rather play at like afternoon, 4 o'clock when the sun's still out for a long time. That's my chosen time to play. I'd love to know yours down below. Right, let's get on to the next hole, little par 3. We'll answer some more questions. Right, this is one of the most popular questions I get on almost every social media. How do you do the ball tracer on your videos? Right, I think you know what confuses people, let me just find it for you, is that it gets a really bad review on Apple, whatever it's called, the App Store. And it is basically just called Shot Tracer, that one, Shot Tracer. A couple of tips. You've got to have the phone stationary. So when you put it on, you know, I have a little, I don't know if I've got it in my bag actually. Let me give you a Shot Tracer 101. You've got to have it on a little tripod stand. It's normally in the bottom of my bag somewhere. I don't think it will. Oh yeah, I've got it. You need one of these. Going in depth here, right? You need one of these. It's a little tripod for your actual phone. Get it on its legs. Set it up. Record it. This is enticing stuff, I know. You'll be glad I'm doing this. Record it in HD. I'll hit one more shot. Record it in HD, and then when you import it into the actual app, it knows when you've hit a shot because of the sound, and then you've got to draw a little line to where the ball actually landed, and then hit analyze, and it'll analyze the shot. You can change the color, you can put on graphics, and then it'll look a bit like this. If a high handicapper wanted to get lower, what area of the game should they focus on? It is a good question because it can vary. High handicappers I've played with can be okay off the tee and then have the most horrendous short game in the world putting action. And I've also played with high handicappers who are actually decent on the green and then can't hit it off the tee. I think the big thing is if you're a high handicapper, you just got to not hit any, it's easier said than done. Your horrendous shots just can't be that bad. Like even if you played golf and you just plotted your way around, hitting your favourite club off the tee, it might be a hybrid, let's say, and then once you get to the green, you didn't do any silly mistakes. Limit the amount of times you 3-putt ideally. If you're a high handicapper wanting to drop your score, you've really got to work on everything, but don't get amazing at one thing. So just because if you're a high handicapper and you become amazing off the tee, that's going to drop some shots, yeah, but it's not going to drop loads of shots. You've just got to improve every single area. Thoughts on one length irons versus standard length? I've done a couple of videos on my channel before. What I don't like about one length irons is I find that the longest iron, or the lowest number, the 3 iron, and the pitching wedge are so unbelievably different to a regular size 3 iron and a regular size pitching wedge. I feel like the flight is unbelievably different. For example, a 3 iron in a 1 length, so effectively a 7 iron length 3 iron, just doesn't get any height. Yet a 7 iron length pitching wedge goes to absolute space. Right, a question before I hold this putt. I watch a lot of your course vlogs. Who do you think's the best player? From you, Pete, Matt and Andy. Well, we've not played together for a long time. I played with each of them individually. Now, considering Pete's a tour player these days, he really should be the best player and probably is. If all 4 of us had 6 months to practice and only practice, we didn't do anything else, I think Andy would possibly be the best player. followed by me, followed by Pete, followed by Matt. I don't think that's going to be a very popular choice, but we'll see. I think if literally time wasn't an issue, I don't practice my game. I've got excuses. I've got 3 kids and a family, and I can't practice quite as much as those guys. That might just be my own thoughts. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. Who do you think's the best player? See, give me 6 months and I'd hold those every time. Okay, one more question I got in. Is there going to be a YouTube Golf Day 2020? Well, after amazing success of last year, it was hard work. It was very stressful, more than I expected it to be. So I must admit, it took a lot of time out of my diary. It took a lot of planning, a lot of organising. It was an amazing day in the end. It really was. I think we absolutely smashed it, raised loads of money. Everyone had a great time and loads of people attended. I think I was very fortunate for everybody's kind of calendars to align to get everybody in Southport for the YouTube Golf Day last year. I don't think that would happen again as soon. I'm not saying never, but not this year. There might be one future down the line. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash like. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Got different Q&As coming your way. And we'll see you next time. That was nice chatting to you. We should do it again sometime.